Good evening, and thank you for joining me tonight for the second annual State of the City Address. Residents of Natchitoches, I am happy to report that the state of our city is strong. As one local business person recently noted, the city of Natchitoches is experiencing unprecedented economic growth. Growth we have not seen since the revitalization of our downtown area during the 1980s. With this in mind, I proclaim that the state of our city has grown even stronger over the past year and a half. Since taking office, I've worked vigorously with other key stakeholders to encourage and facilitate job creation in our beloved city. You may have noticed the construction occurring on LA 494. My administration, together with Jim Tucker and his representatives, have paved the way for the expansion of community care. Soon, community care will have a larger footprint in the great city of Natchitoches, which adds around 40 high-quality jobs to our economy. To say community care is a win is an understatement. This is just one of the many. My administration also worked to complete a deal with local car dealerships to establish an auto mall near the interstate, which will create an untold number of jobs and positively impact our economy. But wait, there's more. We've worked with members of the Chick-fil-A franchise to bring both the full Chick-fil-A menu and a drive-through experience to the great residents of Natchitoches and to our bellies. And speaking of filling our bellies, on February 14th, Starbucks will be opening just in time to treat you and your Valentine with the brew of your choice. Can't wait. The recent unanimous endorsement of the resolution of support for the South River Commons Shopping Center is in keeping with my promise to bring quality jobs with livable wages for all. Thank you, Council, for your continued support in those who seek to make our amazing city even better. The owners of the shopping center will work to attract businesses to South Drive. This will create yet another positive impact for economic development in Natchitoches. Stay tuned to see what's about to happen next, okay? I am forever grateful that there are so many who are marching in lockstep with our efforts at City Hall. The tireless work of our tourism professionals has truly paid off. 2021 was a major year for guests lodging at the Natchitoches hotels. In fact, it was the best year since 1995. Is that an applause I hear from your room? I thought so. I'm excited to continue to partner with stakeholders to ensure Natchitoches remains the amazing tourist destination we know and love. When I took office, I pledged to promote transparency and community awareness. Natchitoches is a diverse city. We are not just a great tourist destination or the home of the Northwestern State University. We are so much more. Our city is a constellation of shining stars. Constellations shine brighter when every star shines brighter. I want wealth and prosperity to be cultivated in every economic corridor in this great city. We've engaged stakeholders in West Natchitoches and have had ongoing business expansion talks with business owners on Texas Street. In anticipation of the continued economic growth on Texas Street, as well as in response to various traffic safety measures or concerns, my administration worked to get funding through the capital outlay process for the city's first roundabout. Roundabouts are a safer alternative to traffic signals and stop signs. The tight circle of a roundabout forces drivers to slow down, and the most severe types of intersection crashes, right angle, left turn, and head-on collisions, are unlikely at roundabouts. Roundabouts improve traffic flow and are better for the environment. This structure will help to safely move traffic through the busy Texas-Dixie intersection. I will continue to seek out additional funding for projects and initiatives that enhance our great city. Grants such as the RAISE grant are highly competitive, but we will not be deterred. I, along with other persons involved in the grant process, traveled to Washington, D.C. to lobby for funds for our city. New Orleans was the only Louisiana city awarded the RAISE grant for 2021, but we have already begun to take steps to improve our RAISE grant application for 2022. If awarded the RAISE grant in the next cycle, we will not only be able to implement the bike and pedestrian plan adopted in 2020, but we will also be poised to make the much-needed infrastructure and lighting improvements along the Texas Street Business Corridor. I am committed to the growth of industry all over our great city. As we progress through the year 2022, we will be more aggressive in nurturing the entrepreneurial spirit that is present in our city already. Recently, I engaged in a conversation with an inspiring business owner. In this conversation, the business owner expressed the opinion that some people who reside in our great city want to own their own businesses, but many simply do not know where to start. I want to help alleviate this barrier. To add inspiring business owners, we will do a number of things. We'll work to publish and promote a streamlined business ownership process for eager entrepreneurs. We will launch, through digital and print media, a campaign focused on the how-tos of starting a business so that would-be business owners know with clarity how to start a business in Natchitoches. They won't need to guess. We will also work to establish a small-scale manufacturing presence right here in Natchitoches that will be unlike anything our city has ever seen. Small-scale manufacturers or producers have a range of employees numbering from 1 to 20 and making anything from handbags to jewelry to hot sauce that can be sold not only within the city limits but abroad as well. These manufacturers garner support through concepts such as maker spaces, shared kitchens, micro businesses, and flexible zoning laws. To spur small-scale manufacturing in Natchitoches, I plan to work with others to create the Made in Natchitoches brand, which will aggressively promote products made in both the city and the greater Natchitoches Parish area. I am both excited and expectant for the day when an abundance of Natchitoches-made products are sold in Alexandria, Shreveport, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and across the United States for that matter. Proactively implementing these and other initiatives will create an environment in which generational wealth is stimulated in our city. The economic growth of our city is extremely important to me. It is a key component of my plan to make Natchitoches an even better place to learn, visit, and live. So too is our intention and dedication to our youth and their development. Nelson Mandela once said, there can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. As a community, we've got to be intentional about engaging our youth in as many uplifting activities as we possibly can. I love the way our community pulled together to help bring back the Boys and Girls Club. The city gave its largest contribution in history to the organization during one of our first meetings of 2021. Private business stepped in an impactful way as well to make this noble organization once again have a presence in the city of Natchitoches. The Boys and Girls Club will routinely serve approximately 100 Natchitoches children and has plans to officially open next month during the month of March. This is just one example of my commitment and focus on youth development. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a group of passionate residents and I kicked off the Mayor's Youth Council with our first meeting of this semester. The Mayor's Youth Council is a program that began in the 1990s, but unfortunately has not been operational for many years. That is, until this year. As of January 2022, 32 amazing 11th and 12th graders from nearly every high school every area high school have come together to form a revamped Mayor's Youth Council. These incredible students will be offering their suggestions that could help to make our city a better place for all residents. They bring a unique perspective and innovative thinking to some of the wicked problems that are plaguing our city right now. The revitalization of the Mayor's Youth Council would not be possible without the exceptional genius of both Mrs. Mary Ann Nolan and First Lady Tiffany Williams. The noted advice of Laura Lyles and other former Mayor's Youth Council participants has been invaluable as well. This exceptional group of students who formed the Mayor's Youth Council, or MYC, will not only learn how their local government works, but they will also work collaboratively to compose a plan of action concerning pressing issues facing our historic city today. And I cannot wait to hear from each and every one of them. In addition to NYC, many of our youth would undoubtedly benefit from a summer employment program in which they learn important work-related skills and earn a paycheck by working in various city departments. While our Parks and Recreation Department already employs students, other areas of the city, such as Public Works, Community Development, and City Hall, will actively seek and employ qualified local students as helping hands for completing day-to-day tasks during the summer months of 2022. Some years ago, Dallas Russell and DeAndrea Sanders executed a summer camp that provided nearly 100 Natchitoches children with continued learning, character development, physical activity, and exposure to arts and crafts. I am determined to implement a similar program, the City of Natchitoches Summer Camp, this summer for the youth in our great city to ensure they have constructive summer activities to occupy their time. While I have made strides to fulfill my very campaign promises, the work is far from over. I will continue my endeavors to improve public safety and reduce crime, bring quality jobs and livable wages for all, promote transparency and community awareness, invest in infrastructure and technology, and create youth development programs. Now I would like to shift gears and share some priority outcomes that I composed in 2021 and plan to work towards achieving over the next 4 years. The following are goals for the City of Natchitoches. Increase prosperity among residents by reducing the number of people who live below the national poverty line from a current high of 43.8% down to 33.8%. Decrease the number of violent crimes that occur in this city by 30%. Maintain and improve the infrastructure that directly impacts our residents. Reduce blight by 25%. And expand the number of households with access to broadband internet by 10% from 59.7% to 69.7%. In April 2021, I hosted a citizen budget forum to provide an update on the city's finances and a tentative plan for the American Rescue Funds that the city was scheduled to receive. Before saying much about the American Rescue Plan, Act, or ARPA monies, I will expound on the differences between the American Rescue Plan and other programs. For example, many have brought to my attention a pilot program funded by mayors for a guaranteed income, or MGI. This program is not the same as the ARPA. As I host town hall meetings in the coming months, I will elaborate on such plans and key differences therein even more. Since the forum, 2 movements have taken place. As of January 2022, the City of Natchitoches has received $3.2 million, the first half of the promised $6.4 million. Secondly, on January 6th, the Treasury Department released their final rule providing more detail as to how these funds can be allocated. Eligible uses for assistance to impacted households include aid for reemployment, job training, food, rent, mortgages, utilities, affordable housing, development, child care, and addressing learning loss, and many more uses. While there are many eligible uses for these funds, I believe establishing programs to aid our residents with job training, rent assistance, and utility support is a great option and will greatly be considered for our city. Other eligible uses are assistance to impacted small businesses or nonprofits that include loans or grants to mitigate financial hardship, technical assistance for small businesses, and many more uses. Employing the monies from ARPA to aid small businesses and nonprofits will only help to strengthen our local economy, something that must happen. Recipients also may provide premium pay to eligible workers, generally those working in person in key economic sectors who are below a wage threshold or non-exempt from the Fair Labor Standards Act's overtime provisions. Addressing the pay for many of our employees is one of the utmost importance to me. This is a priority target on my to-do list for 2022. As mayor, how can I seek out and implore jobs that pay a livable wage if we have residents who work for the city of Natchitoches who don't make a livable wage themselves? I will not engage in such hypocrisy. The issues with low pay existed well before I became mayor, and it is not a problem that can be fixed overnight. Yet it is a problem that I will work tirelessly to overcome. An increase in pay for employees of the city of Natchitoches will require a permanent revenue source. While premium pay does not solve the pay problem long term, I hope it shows city employees that they are valued for many reasons. Chief among them is delivery of services to residents in spite of a worldwide pandemic. Whether you are a person of faith or not, the old adage holds true. Give a person a fish, they eat for a day. Teach a person how to fish, they eat for a lifetime. We must invest monies in workforce training to ensure development of a strong community of workers and a bright and prosperous future for our great city. Many residents have brought the poor nature of our city park and city pool to my attention. Many of you know that I have young children and we often frequent various parks throughout the city. We must invest monies in our community parks. This is an investment in our youth as it provides a safe and quality area for children of all ages and ability levels to engage in structured play and socialization. The city pool and pool house has been in disrepair for a long time. ARPA funds are providing an avenue for us to move forward on plans to restore this city attraction in the final phase of our city park renovation. The available ARPA monies will help to bolster and redouble our efforts to invest in our great city. These investments will make our great city even greater. With the influx of ARPA monies, my goal will be to redouble the street budget for 2022. While the viability of this option is pending the guidance provided in the final rule from the Treasury Department, doubling the street budget will be a swift and much needed impact on both Natchitoches residents and tourists alike. The $6.4 million of federal money has been long awaited, but the availability of federal dollars does not end with ARPA. We must continue to employ grant writers at both the local and federal level to be poised to seek out competitive grant opportunities. Just yesterday, on the last day of the first month of 2022, officers of the Natchitoches Police Department responded to what we now know to be the first murder of the year in our city. This comes days after a forum I hosted to bring our community together to have an open conversation concerning crime. I was elated to share that Crime Stoppers usage is up. The consensus of the meeting was clear. We must all do our part and take responsibility to reduce the crime wave that is apparent throughout the United States. Please call Crime Stoppers, download the app, and or visit the website if you have information concerning any crime that has taken place in our city. Rewards for tips that lead to an arrest in open murder investigations can be as much as $2,000. Guidance for ARPA use also allows for funds to be allocated to the increase in violence in varied communities. This allocation includes law enforcement officers focused on advancing community policing, enforcement efforts to reduce gun violence, including prosecution, technology and equipment to support law enforcement response. Yet another use for ARPA is for the construction or rehabilitation of water treatment facilities. Our goal is to have the capacity to produce 10 million gallons of water per day. This will ensure that we have enough water for our residents and to accommodate future business expansion or new business development in our city. Through an independent preliminary engineering report, an engineering team investigated two possibilities for the future of our water treatment plant facility. One option is to rehabilitate the current water treatment plant and build a fourth plant, all located where the plant currently is. Another option is to build a new plant facility in a location outside of the Mills District. Land purchased well before I was mayor to grow and to provide for economic development areas and even to grow the economic development of the Mill District. No matter which option we plan to pursue, the water treatment facility will be a major expense for the city of Natchitoches. Another such expense was the creation of Park Natchitoches. Today, the debt service of Park Natchitoches is $1,881,634. Only $325,169 were generated from the sales tax in this district. These numbers are daunting. So we must continue to work to make sure that we are profitable in all areas. This is certainly not to say that the individuals such as Kevin Warner and others who are working diligently to bring teams to Park Natchitoches, they are doing a great job. But I just want to highlight for everybody, because oftentimes we think that when a new administration comes in, that the new administration on local level can spend money, perhaps like a previous administration. But that is simply not the case. It may happen on the federal level. When one president comes in, he has his spending package, and it may be just as large as the previous president's spending package. But on the local level, since we cannot just raise the debt ceiling, since we cannot just print more money, we have to be fiscally responsible. And so yes, some projects have slowed down a bit. Yes, we may not have done as much. We needed the breathing room. We needed the time to allow sales taxes to collect and to be able to move forward on important projects for the city of Natchitoches. We will continue to do such, but I want everybody to understand that I will move forward in a fiscally responsible manner. In light of all that I've shared with you today, I am proud to reiterate that the state of our city is strong. As I sit here in council chambers, broadcasting live to you, the great residents of our great city, I do so in a way that has never been done before. As a former educator, I so often share with my students the power of yet. Yet is a simple word, but it is mighty. As I look ahead to the future of our city, I know that even the most daunting task can and will be accomplished. So today, think of all of the great things you want to see in Natchitoches and know that those great things can come to pass. They just haven't happened yet. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless the Northwestern State University, and God bless the great city of Natchitoches.